Hey there, it's William. Today I'm going to show you how to fix a Speedqueen dryer that stops in the middle of a cycle. This might be happening if you're trying to dry an extra large load of laundry, if there's a faulty timer, or even an issue with the motor. Let's work together so we can figure out what's going wrong and fix it step by step. Before we get started, hit those like and subscribe buttons if you want to join our repair community and get notified each time we post a new video guide. With over 2 million products in stock and the know-how to help you do it yourself, we are AppliancePartsPros.com. First, we need to get our tools together. Today, we'll need a 1/4 inch nut driver, a 5/16 inch nut driver, 2 adjustable wrenches, and a multimeter. And please remember that safety comes first. Always disconnect your dryer by unplugging it or switching the breaker off before you do any work on it. Now let's get started. Before disassembling any part of your dryer, it's best to see if the load of laundry being dried has pressed into the door and partially opened it. It's also a good time to check and clean the vents that go from the dryer to the outside of your home. If you checked all those things and you're still having the same issue, we can test the timer. Just make sure to only do this test after the dryer stops and don't change the timer's position. To access the timer, we're taking our 1/4 inch nut driver and removing the screws that hold the console to the top panel. Once that's done, we're going to rotate the console forward. From here, we're going to remove the wire from the terminal labeled M. Now we're setting our meter to continuity, which looks like a sideways Wi-Fi symbol, and testing from terminal L1 to terminal M. If there's no continuity, then the timer has failed and needs to be replaced. If there is continuity, you can plug the wire from terminal M back in and continue troubleshooting. We're going to rotate the console back in place and secure it with the 1/4 inch screws we removed earlier. Now we're going into the dryer. To do this, we're using our 5/16 inch nut driver to remove the 2 screws at the bottom access panel. The panel will rotate forward and down, and it can be set to the side. The dryer I'm working on here is missing its access panel, and I won't get into the reason why, so just imagine that it's here. The upper panel of the front of the dryer has 2 screws, 1 on each bottom corner. We're going to remove these screws with our 5/16 inch nut driver. Then we're rotating the bottom out to about 45 degrees and then moving it down. To help with putting this back together later on, it's a good idea to snap a picture of the door switch wiring so you have a reference point. Once you've done that, we can set the front panel to the side so we can continue troubleshooting. With it off, you should see 2 wires for the light, as well as a clip holding the wiring harness that needs to be removed. Then remove the 4 screws holding the front bulkhead to the frame. We're lifting up the bulkhead slightly just so that it clears any tabs, then moving it down and out. Then we can just set it to the side. Now we're reaching back and removing the belt from the motor. Once the belt is removed, we can lift up the belt and use it to help pull the drum out. Then we can set them to the side. We're setting our multimeter to measure resistance in ohms, which has a symbol that looks like an upside down horseshoe. Our multimeter doesn't have a low resistance setting, so we are going to use continuity, which will give us the same readings. We're using the probes to test from terminal 3 to the copper wire on the back of the centrifugal switch. Then we're testing from terminal 5 to the copper wire on the back of the centrifugal switch. You should get a resistance reading between 1 to 2 ohms. Now we're setting our meter to continuity and testing from terminal 4 to the copper wire. There should be continuity like we see here. If there's no continuity or the motor failed the resistance test, then the motor has failed and needs to be replaced. If testing revealed your motor has failed, I'm going to show you how to replace it. To remove the motor, you'll need to remove the blower wheel housing cover by taking out the 1/4 inch screws with an 1/4 inch nut driver. There are also 2 5/16 inch screws holding the blower wheel cover to the cabinet. Now we're going to remove the blower wheel. To do this, we can grab an adjustable wrench and secure it to the motor pulley. From there, we're going to hold it while placing the other wrench on the blower wheel and rotating it counterclockwise. Now we can set the blower wheel to the side. Then we are going to disconnect the wire harness. We need to grab our 1/4 inch nut driver and put it onto the motor mounting clips, then press down and pry away from the motor. With the clips removed, we can lift the motor up slightly and pull it away from the blower housing. Here's the old motor and here's a new one. If you've already got one, great. If not, you can pick one up at AppliancePartsPros.com. We're angling the new motor into the blower housing and onto the motor mount. Then we can install the motor mounting clips and wires. To put the dryer back together, we're going to put the blower wheel back on and rotate it clockwise to secure it to the motor. Then we are reinstalling the 5/16" screws holding the blower wheel cover to the cabinet. Now we're grabbing the blower wheel cover and securing it with the 1/4" screws that we removed earlier. We're going to grab the drum and belt and install them both. Make sure the drum rests securely on the back rollers. Now we're going to grab the front bulkhead and install it, then secure it back in place with the 1/4" screws. Don't forget to reconnect the wires for the light and clip the wire harness back in. Once that's done, we can grab the top front panel, reconnect the wires and angle it in towards the top panel. We're going to let the top brackets hook into the top panel and then rotate the front panel into place. Now we're going to secure the bottom of the front panel with the 5/16" screws that we removed. With that, we're done. Don't forget to plug the dryer back in or flip the circuit breaker back on. Once you found the faulty part, whether it was a motor or something else, grab your model number and head over to appliancepartspros.com to order a replacement, which should arrive in just a few days. After you get your new part, we'll walk you through the installation with our video guides. Share your repair experience with us by leaving a comment below. And if this video helped you, hit the like and subscribe buttons to see more videos like this. And thank you for your support.